Harlem to now finding yourself celebrating your career in, of all places, Aspen.
Yeah.
I can't think of two more antithetical places than Harlem and Aspen.
Aspen, way too many whites.
Way too many whites.
Way too many whites. In fact, go around the world, way too many whites. Even though they're outnumbered, way too many. I can't wait until the brown and the black people begin showing up in the big war canoes to get their stuff back. Wouldn't that be fun? Isn't that going to be great? Because they're already showing up in England, you know. Oh, that colony stuff. The chickens are coming home to roost. Hey, the food stamp, man! The food stamp! They're all going back. And it'll happen because the big blue-eyed man from the north is going to have to pay the price.
That's right. If symbolically, we should all wear pilgrim suits.
Yes, yes.
I'm sitting there and I have my notebook out and I'm enjoying the show, and I wish I could live 1,000 years to watch this all develop. The rise of Russia, the rise of China, the Muslimization of Europe, the decline of the white race. It's going to be an amazing story as it develops, and I just wish I could see it all. I'm 70 now. I'll probably live to between 90 and 100, I think, and I'll get to see some of it, but it is an interesting, exciting thing to watch if you can detach yourself emotionally.
And you'll have anthrax in your water supply and sarin gas in your air conditioners. There'll be chemical and biological suitcase bombs in every city. And I say, enjoy it. Relax. Enjoy the show. Take a fucking chance. Put a little fun in your life. To me, terrorism is exciting. It's exciting. I think the very idea that you can set off a bomb in a marketplace and kill several hundred people is exciting and stimulating, and I see it as a form of entertainment. Entertainment, that's all it is. Yeah.
Out of your country, all right? Huh? We can bomb the shit out of your country, all right? Especially if your country is full of brown people. Oh, we like that, don't we? That's our hobby. That's our new job in the world, bombing brown people. Iraq, Panama, Grenada, Libya, you got some brown people in your country. Tell them to watch the fuck out, or we'll goddamn bomb them. Well, when's the last white people you can remember that we bombed? Can you remember the last white? Can you remember any white people?
This country was founded by a group of slave owners who told us all men are created equal. Oh yeah, all men, except for Indians and niggers and women, right? Always like to use that authentic American language. This was a small group of unelected white male landholding slave owners who also suggested their class be the only one allowed to vote.
Smug, greedy, well-fed white people have invented a language to conceal their sins. It's as simple as that.
Another abomination. White guys over 10 years of age who wear their baseball hats backwards. Listen to me. White guys, let me tell you something. You're never going to be as cool as black guys. It's not going to happen. You're white and you're lame. It's a fucking law of nature. Turning your hat around and learning a complicated handshake will not make you cool. And another thing, I don't think white people should be trying to dance like blacks. Stop that! Stick to your faggoty polkas and waltzes. And that repulsive country line dancing shit that you do. And be yourself, be proud, be white, be lame, and get the fuck off the dance floor. Now, so this next piece of material, like most good ideas, is fairly simple. It's just a list of people who ought to be killed. White guys who shave their heads completely bald. You know? They're so ashamed they lost 11 hairs, they're going to try to turn it into some kind of a masculine statement. I say, hey, you goofy-looking, baldy-headed fuck. Looks good on black guys. On you, it's ugly, repulsive, and disgusting. You want to be bald? Do what I did. Wait a while. Yeah. Meantime, there's no excuse for running around looking like a freshly circumcised dick. When is this shit gonna go away? When are these fat,
arrogant, overpaid, overfed, overprivileged, overindulged, white-collar business criminal asshole cocksuckers gonna put out their cigars and move along to their next abomination. White pussy businessmen sucking on a big brown dick. That's all it is. That's all it is. That's all it was. Yeah. A big brown dick. Sigmund Freud said, sometimes a cigar is just a cigar. Oh yeah? Well, sometimes it's a big brown dick. With a fat, arrogant, white-collar business criminal asshole sucking on the wet end of it. But hey, the news is not all bad for me. Not all bad. You want to know the good part? Cancer of the mouth. Good. As long as we're talking about theme restaurants, I got a proposition for you. I think if white people are going to burn down black churches, then black people ought to burn down the House of Blues. Huh? What a fucking disgrace that place is. The House of Blues. They ought to call it the House of Lame White Motherfuckers. Inauthentic, low-frequency, single-digit, lame white motherfuckers. It's a fucking sacrilege. In the first place, white people got no business playing the blues ever, at all, under any circumstances. Ever, ever, ever. What the fuck do white people have to be blue about? Banana Republic ran out of khakis? Huh? The espresso machine is jammed? Hootie and the Blowfish are breaking up? Shit, white people ought to understand their job is to give people the blues, not to get them. It's a good thing Lewis and Clark never had a bad hair day. Or Daniel Boone, huh? Custer? He had a really bad hair day. But he had it coming, that blonde, blue-eyed criminal fuck. Airport security is a stupid idea, it's a waste of money, and it's only there for one reason, to make white people feel safe. That's all. White people, white people, white middle-class Republican bankers. White male land-holding slave owners who are lame white motherfuckers. Greedy, well-fed white people have... White people ought to... White pussy businessmen...
I would defend to the death his right to do everything he does. The thing that I find unusual, and it's not a criticism so much, but his targets are underdogs. And comedy traditionally has picked on people in power, people who abuse their power. Women and gays and immigrants are kind of, to my way of thinking, underdogs. And, he ought to be careful because he's Jewish. And a lot of the people who want to pick on these kind of groups, the Jews are on that list a little further. You got women, gays, gypsies, blah, 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 and then suddenly you find Jews. And
suddenly Andrew's arrested.
Yeah, so, obviously he should do what he wants. And
why does he get away with it, do you think, then?
Well,
we have never laughed at jokes about the poor.
He's appealing. I think he's appealing largely. I think his core audience are young white males who are threatened by these groups. I think a lot of these guys aren't sure of their manhood because that's a problem when you're going through adolescence. Am I really? Could I be? I hope I'm not one of them. And the women who assert themselves and are competent are a threat to these men, and so are immigrants in terms of jobs and the
so that's why we as an audience then will laugh.
You say we. I don't think you're. But I think you're
collective we.
I think that's what is at the core of that experience that takes place in these arenas. Is a certain, a sharing of anger and rage at these targets. And I'm sure Andrew isn't that angry at them. I'm sure he's playing it as a comic.
All right, this next gentleman comes from Brooklyn. Best way to describe him is to say he's the typical boy next door. Say hello to Andrew Dice Clay. All right.
Little Miss Muffet sat on a tuffet, eating her curds and whey. Long came a Spidey, sat down beside her, he said, "Hey, what's in the bowl, bitch?"
You got your Moonies, your Hare Krishnas. They come over with that flower. Would you like to buy a flower? Yeah, and I'm gonna plant it in your asshole. More fucking morons, huh? And they try to embarrass you, like when you're with your girlfriend. They'll come over right in front of her face. And they'll, would you like to buy a flower for the lady? Hey, let me tell you something. I fucked this lady 4 times already today, all right? Catch me early evenings, you fucking chink bastard. You slanty-eyed cocksucker, what you are. They're all the same, Japs, chinks, it's all the same shit. Where were the Japs coming from anyway? Didn't we drop 2 bombs on them a few years ago? What was in those bombs? Fucking Sony radios or something? And they're the worst drivers. I mean, how do you drive with your eyes 3/4 closed, eh? You could blindfold these people with fucking dental floss. You don't give them keys to a car. Oh, shit. And then you got these other people, right? I don't know what they are. They're not white. They're not black. They're like urine colored, you know? They walk around with that fucking laundry on their head and shit, you know what I'm saying? See, let me tell you something. I grew up in a neighborhood with black, white, that kind of shit, you know what I'm saying? I could relate to black guys. I could hang out with black guys. I can't hang out with a guy whose name is Ahmad. I can't see saying to my mom, "Hey, Mom, I'm going to the ballpark. Me and Ahmad are going to play a little basketball." You know what I'm saying? They don't know the fucking language. It's unbelievable. I get in a cab, right? I get in a fucking cab. And I say to the guy, "Get me to the Theater of Living Arts," right? So this guy turns around with that smell. They never heard of soap, these fucking people, right? With that fucking smell, and he's looking at me. Hey, what are you doing? Hey, what are you doing? I'm you fucking geek, huh? Where did they grow you? What rock did you crawl out from under, huh? They should have a sign at the airport that says, "Look, if you don't know the language, get the fuck out of the country." Yeah. They got the sign. It's written in Spanish.